Hey yo, what's good? It's Styles Morales, and this is the Renderverse. I want to welcome you guys to my YouTube channel. I'm just starting out to make videos like this. I've been learning, the filmmaking process for the last few years, and for the last couple of years, I've been just diving deep into like anything and everything VFX and CGI related. And so my journey took me across a channel called Corridor Digital. If you guys haven't heard about Corridor Digital, go to the links in the description below and click on their YouTube channel when you're done watching this. I guarantee you, you will not be disappointed. These guys make some of the coolest looking stuff on YouTube, and the best part about their website and their YouTube channel is that they actually go over the process. They actually teach some of the stuff that they do. So I'm very appreciative of their website and their channel because it's helped and it's been very instrumental in my learning process. Um, Two of the guys that are from the channel, Dean Hughes and Fenner Rockcliffe, who used to work with Weta Digital, they took Tom Holland and put him into the Spider-Verse. Imagine that. Now, that whole workflow and everything that they did in that video is a little more complicated and a little more advanced than what I'm going to show you guys today. I'm basically putting this out because I ran into a couple of, into a couple of brick walls that I had to figure a way around, and it was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. So I figured, hey, let me show you guys that are looking into this what helped me to get this thing to run. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this video. This is what it looks like now. And oops, I'm clicking on the wrong thing. All right, and this is what it originally looked like. All right, so that's the original video, and that's the stylized version. Okay, so I made this in Blender, and then this is after EbSynth. Now let me go ahead and show you guys how I did that. All right, so first things first, having a folder convention, a folder structure is very important. So I set up a folder that's called River Deer Comp. All right, it's composition. It's really a sequence, but you get the gist. I took the reason why I called it that is because the original file from Blender was River Deer, and so I rendered out a PNG sequence, which is just a series of images that when you put them back to back to back, create the animation. All right, so in order to make this work, you have to have it rendered out in a PNG sequence. All right, and then I created two more folders, and I'm gonna go over why I created these two folders. All right, so the keyframe folder is what holds the style that you want to try to convert all the images into. All right, so this was a file. As a matter of fact, what I did is I took that specific file and I brought it into NightCafe, and they have a thing called the style transfer. And I basically dropped that into the style transfer, and then I took a image of Jinx from Arcane, and then inside the prompt I added, that there's a hunter across the stream from a deer in the style of Arcane, using the Arcane image as a reference image so that it would apply that to this frame, and that's how I got this. All right. This last one is the output, which is self-explanatory. All right, so this is EbSynth data, and what I did was I took the video from the River Deer comp, right? I took this video and I dragged and dropped it right to where it says video. All right, it will put, these brackets with these hashtags inside is basically represents frame 1 through 118. All right, so it just does this because it knows that there's a whole bunch of other frames in there and that they're PNG files. All right, so that's all that you need to know about that for the time being, and we're gonna skip all this other stuff. All right, the second thing that I was able to drag and drop in here was the River Deer key. As you guys remember, that's this folder here with this image. So what's going on is you're telling this program, I want you to take this video, I want you to take every single frame that's inside of this video, 1 through 118, and I want you to apply the style that I have in this image. Now take note that this image and this image have the same number. There's a reason for that. If this is not named the same thing as this first image, which is the image that I used to convert, right, it's not going to work. So what I did is I dragged and dropped this this result that I got back from NightCafe into this folder, and I renamed it to 0001 because that is the frame that I converted, right? That's the frame that looks like this. Alright, so that's pretty much all you really need to do, but there's one other big major issue I kept running into, and I was like, what the heck's going on? So I didn't realize that NightCafe was kicking my my stylized frame or image in some weird format. In some weird, it was like 2000 by 1000. When you, oops, I didn't mean to do that, but when you look at the frame, right, can you guys see that? Let me see. Is it showing? It should be. Well, it's not showing up there. Anyhow, so it tells you that it's a PNG file, and that the dimensions are 1920 by 1080. So if you get a resolution, keyframes and frames are not the same resolution size or whatever, you get an error message to something like that, it's because you didn't put your reference, you didn't do your keyframe in the same resolution size. See, it doesn't show up on the screen over there. Anyhow, so I had to resize this image and use the image resolution 1920 by 1080, which is what the original file is in. Once I did that, it was smooth sailing. I created a folder, right? Let me go back into my my folders, and inside of these folders, oops, I am clicking on the wrong screen. That's not gonna work, Lee. Alright, so this was the final result. Alright, so it took that 10001 file, and it told itself, you know, hey, 2 through 118 need to look like this style, you know what I mean? And so it did that. Alright, so there's a little more involved. I did have to run this back into DaVinci Resolve, where I was able to load it in as a image sequence, and that's how I got this. Alright, so I'm gonna go back to the beginning so you can see the original animation. Alright, so this is what it looks like when it came out of Blender. And then this is what it's going to, and then when it hits about halfway, you're going to notice it's going to change over to the style that I made. And you'll see how it basically creates almost like a filter, you know, like a Snapchat kind of filter. Only I was the one that created the filter by, you know, manipulating that 0001 image. So this is the animation right out of Blender. And this is after EbSynth. As you can see, it obviously added a new style to it. So that's about it. I wanted to show you guys all that. Go ahead and check out those links in the description below. If you like the video, definitely smash the like button. And I implore you guys to subscribe because there's gonna be more coming, more of this stuff coming. I'm here to take any suggestions, so definitely drop something in the comments if you want me to cover some kind of software. Maybe you're having issues with, you know, one of the programs, maybe even this program, and if I could duplicate it and figure out the fix, then I will drop a video. So I'm gonna be doing a lot more of that stuff. Keep a lookout for that. I want to thank you guys for stopping by. Stay tuned for more, and have a great rest of your day. Peace.